It's no secret that life's become more expensive.
Here you go, Bond. That'll be 45 bucks.
45 bucks?
From housing to groceries, prices seem to be climbing faster than ever before. The cost of living is affecting everyone. Low-income families are struggling to keep a roof over their heads, middle-income families are getting deeper into debt, and even high-income earners are seeing their savings disappear and are living paycheck to paycheck. But does anyone really understand why? What is causing the cost of living to skyrocket? The thing is, it's a combination of factors, and it all started in 1971. Take a look at this chart showing the cumulative inflation in the US. Look at 1971. Something happened here that caused inflation to soar. Now take a look at this chart of the cost of gold. Once again, something happened in 1971 that caused the price of gold to increase. Finally, take a look at the currency in circulation. This is the year the US took the dollar off the gold standard, which eventually led to the collapse of the Bretton Woods system. Having the US dollar not backed by gold meant they were free to increase the money supply. The more money being printed, the higher inflation gets, and gold didn't necessarily increase in value. The value of the dollar decreased, so it cost more dollars to buy. Fast forward to the end of 2019, COVID-19 happened. This caused the economy to shut down. With this came fiscal spending, increased money printing, COVID relief payments, lowering of interest rates, strong consumer and business demand, tight labor markets, supply chain issues, the war in Ukraine, and corporate greed. All these factors together have caused rampant inflation that's still affecting us today. Now, the government has increased interest rates to combat inflation, so mortgages and loans are higher. Then you have higher than ever carbon taxes and strong consumer spending despite all these price increases. The truth is, the cost of living is still rising because we are unable to stop spending.
You can. I can't. I can't.
The reason why the government increases the interest rate is because it will cause stress on your budget and hope you will reduce your spending. This reduced spending will cause the supply and demand for goods and services to balance out. So if we all said enough is enough and ripped up our credit cards, stopped discretionary spending, stop frivolous spending, and cut back on spending in all categories, the demand would lower and the supply would increase. Companies dealing with the oversupply are now forced to lower their prices. So instead of us feeling the pinch, these big companies will take some of the pain. If inflation is high, these big companies should not be having all-time high profits. But it's not their fault we keep buying. Well, it is.
Happy.
But really, there's not much an individual can do to change the demand for goods and services. We as consumers need to collectively stop spending to effectively reduce demand. This is hard to do. Even the government increasing interest rates still didn't reduce demand. There's something else to consider, another truth. This rising cost of living is never going to stop. It will slow down to a stable pace, but it will keep increasing. And you can forget about the prices we had prior to 2020. The cost of goods and services is unlikely to go back down to those prices. This is the cost of living, and if you're struggling to keep a roof over your head, keeping up with bills, getting deeper into debt, and don't feel like you're getting any further ahead, you're screwed. Or are you? Maybe you've stretched your budget the furthest it can go and it's still not enough. There's still one thing you can do, and there's many ways to do it. Make more money. You may not be able to help everyone who is struggling, but you can help yourself. You can either struggle with less money or struggle with more money. Wouldn't you rather have more money? So do whatever it takes to increase your income.
Check this out, man. I got these burgers, man. They some double cheeseburgers.
Start with your current job. You can work more hours, get a raise, or change employers for a better opportunity. Do you spend your evenings sitting on the couch watching TikTok or playing video games? Use that time more wisely and either get a part-time job, start a side hustle, or better yet, start your own small business. Back in the day, any old job could get you everything you needed. Now I know there weren't many things to buy back then, but wages kept up with the cost of living. You could say life was comparable to a video game set to the easy difficulty. Then prior to COVID, life was set on medium difficulty. Now it's on hard mode. But the game can still be beat, it's just harder to do. Or you can give up, accept your financial situation will never get better, and hope the government will save you. They won't save you. When COVID hit, I did what I had to do to adapt to the new game on the new difficulty level. And shout out to Canadian Prepper for the heads up. I wouldn't have taken this action without you. The action was, just like everyone else, I started spending, stocking up on goods and supplies like the world was going to end. I bought precious metals to diversify and hedge against inflation. I had a baby and bought a dog. Bought a house with 20% down with 1.9% interest rates fixed for 5 years. Spent more money on building a garage for my YouTube channel and other future plans. Bought everything I needed and was going to need. I even bought a truck and locked in at a 3% interest rate for 7 years. My plan was to convert my savings into assets and things I needed before inflation decreased its buying power. Then as inflation kept going up, I knew I needed more income. I switched employers twice for more pay and doubled down on my YouTube channel. This still wasn't enough. But in 2022, I finally scored a high-paying job, like depressingly high. High enough where the rising cost of living didn't affect my quality of life and I could save some money. That's what I did, and that's what others need to do to thrive. Now the job is coming to an end, but with my savings, I invested in my wife's embroidery business, Bay Boutique. Check out the link in the video description below. And also, I'm in the process of starting my own property service-based business and a clothing brand business. More about these businesses in future videos. With these businesses, including my YouTube business, I plan to increase my income and keep reinvesting till I reach a level of wealth where I can outsource myself and achieve financial freedom. There will be risks and it won't be easy to do, but it's better than struggling financially, and the income potential is much higher than being employed and working for someone else. But before you can do something like this, you'll need to find ways to save more and earn more. You can do this by watching one of the videos on the right of the screen.